Most of us here didn't know very much, if anything at all, about UPFs before we came. Before changing things, we need to understand what the current reality with the general public around the country is.
That moment of choice where you take something off the shelf and put it into your trolley is freighted with emotions and history and tradition and culture. You have to recognise people as experts in what they eat. And so to have them as part of the dialogue is absolutely fundamental to the project.
I wasn't looking forward to doing this, but it's not half been interesting. People got different perspectives and different understandings. I think what surprised me is how there's a lack of clarity and definition in the term UPFs. And the biggest thing for me is there's a lack of definition of what the harm comes from. And because of that, it's hard to evidence and come up with a solid conclusion.
Prior to this, I didn't have as much awareness. I'm more conscious of ultra-processed foods now. The fact that they are absolutely everywhere.
It was an eye-opener. Sometimes you hear so much and you're like, we should be drinking only water and fruits, you know?
I'd heard of processed foods, but UPFs, never heard of it before. And the amount that you can find in a normal kitchen without even realising is quite staggering, really. I grew up in a house, really, where food was probably just to fill you up, to find out about it. As we went along and went through the process, it was really interesting. What the research highlighted was more and more now, you know, such a fast-paced culture. People have got pressures with work and very, very sort of time poor. And, you know, never mind time poor for people that may be tighter budgets and things, the healthier food or the purer food costs more. And some people are just being priced out.
This one is £30. I want to keep this by the side. Some people, they don't have an option. What they want at that particular time is to fill their belly. And it doesn't make sense to them that they will see a £1.25 big jar, and then they go to buy £6 container that is like this. I originally came from Nigeria 12 years ago. Nene again, Nene. Oh yeah, bring your hand. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I was working around the clock when I first got here. Back home, you know, you have the support and have so much, you know, people around you. And then I came here with 5 children. It was just too intense.
I have 2 kids, a busy lifestyle. Finished work, I cooked 2 teas, I've made my daughter's lunch for high school. By the time I've done that, it's like 7:30. Then it's the choice of, do I meal prep my lunch for tomorrow, or can I just get something convenient when I'm out? I'd value having the time with my children so much more before they go to bed.
As we go forward into the future, UPFs aren't going to go away, but we need them to be better. Scientific research, sociological research is really important in directing where we go with them. We did manage to come up with some priorities. That, I think, was an exercise and actually had difficulties to do that.
How does high UPF consumption affect children and youth as they grow up through different life stages? And the reason we decided on that one was because we care about the future, and UPF consumption is a societal issue and it must be looked at in context of state of society.
We chose understanding definitively whether there's a link between UPFs and health outcomes and why. We chose this because it will drive what action government takes, and people would know where the actual risks are, not just assuming.
Most people concerned for their own health. Obviously, environmental is important, but people usually focus on themselves most likely.
The environment impact was talked about a lot, economic impact, but a main focus for our group really was to keep studying the health impact. So to pinpoint those exact links and exact causes. And I think that's the sort of thing that can drive change. If the NHS is struggling at the moment, what's going to happen in 10, 20 years if UPFs ultimately lead to ill health? It could be a sleeping giant if it's not tackled now.
If it is a kind of necessary evil, maybe there should be like stricter legislation on how it's done.
There's a whole big issue about public education, and that's not just the government doing that. There's supermarkets have a role, food companies, hospitals, prison service, schools have a role to play. Anywhere where you go and you have to eat the food that they give you. I think we do have a responsibility as consumers, but we also have a responsibility as citizens.
It's crucial at this stage to have the research done and published on ultra-processed foods. 10 to 20 years from now, I would hope the back of the packaging, things would be in larger print and people would know what they are. And I hope people know what it actually does to you.